Officer of Nexus Pharmaceuticals.
Thanks, Mike. And I'd also like to thank everybody on the panel, as well as all the attendees and BioForward for giving us this opportunity to showcase everything that we're doing and what's going to be hopefully in our future in the near term. To give everybody some background on Nexus Pharmaceuticals, we're a fully integrated pharmaceutical company, and our real specialty is injectable products, institutional-based sterile medication. And our tagline is connecting molecules to medicine. That kind of really encapsulates everything we do, where we start from our R&D phase to FDA approval all the way to finished dose manufacturing. And we really pride ourselves on bringing products to market that not only address a current need, but also improve the way the industry practices and delivering ultimately what is the highest quality of care to the patient. On the next slide, I'd like to highlight some of our current products that are being used in COVID supportive care. Like a lot of people have mentioned on the call, if we rewind about 18 months, nobody thought this was going to happen, and we were just among those companies. So, first I'd like to highlight our isoproterenol product, normally used in pacemaker detection, but then there's several studies that show the cardiovascular risk that's associated with COVID-19, a lot of the different effects that it can have on the heart as well as the overall cardiovascular system. And so we saw an increase in demand for this product in place of trying to speed up people's hearts that were slowing down, and especially in the beginning phases over the summer, where we were really trying to figure out what was ultimately going to be the best course of care for patients in this relatively new disease. On the left, our newest approval is for product succinylcholine, which is used as a muscle relaxant during ventilation. And I'm sure we all have the memories of how critical it was and how much ventilation and ventilators were being used surrounding the initial surge of the pandemic. But on top of that, all of the medication that's required to keep somebody ventilated long-term. Normally clinicians don't like to keep people ventilated for more than a few days, but we were looking at weeks at a time, which really put a huge strain on the supply chain for medicines such as succinylcholine. And I think, speaking on a broader sense, as we know, so much travel had ceased, but that also really affected the cargo and the shipping across the globe. And as everybody knows, pharma is such a global business. We really prided ourselves on having a domestic and Western European supply chain to keep things relatively short. And we definitely saw the benefit of that in terms of delivering medication in short order when there's no flights going and when cargo transport has really slowed down. We were seeing huge gaps in the marketplace and the ability to deliver drugs to hospitals and clinicians. So we really prided ourselves on trying to be as forward-sighted as possible and make sure that we can deliver medication in a timely manner when things such as pandemics and border shutdowns and everything occurs. So really do like to give kudos to our Nexus team on the ability to continue to provide medication during this time. And then lastly, on our last slide, what I really want to kind of focus on is what brought us to BioForward, which is our project tomorrow. So that's a rendering of our facility that's nearly complete. It's a sterile manufacturing, about 85,000 square feet fill finish facility with 2 filling lines. We broke ground back in the summer of 2019. And hopefully in March, we'll be getting our temporary occupancy permit. So looking at a really fast turnaround time for a facility of this size. We begin validating equipment in the spring and hoping to start producing commercial product at the end of this year, beginning of next year. What's really unique about the plant is it's a fully greenfield project with isolator technology, state-of-the-art fill finish capability, as well as freeze drying and terminal sterilization. As well as our second line that's going in the facility is going to be a pre-filled syringe line, which is the ability to fill not only pre-filled syringes, needleless, as well as cartridges, and really kind of opens the gamut of everything that we can do at the facility, not only for ourselves, but hopefully in the future, maybe for some other customers as well. We're still very much committed to providing safe, affordable, effective medication at the facility, but we've definitely reserved some of the line and have the capacity to bring on emergency fill finish programs. And much like some of the other companies that have presented today, we've been in talks with BARDA and the Health and Human Services about providing stockpile as well as other necessary things to, we firmly believe, to combat the future pandemic. Because although we're really living in the COVID-19 time, there's nothing to say, and almost impossible not to say, that there will be another pandemic in the future. And bringing on more fill finish capability is going to be critical to provide the doses as we grow to, I think, over 8 billion people globally, as well as our domestic demand. We really need to make sure that we have that, and Nexus is right there on the forefront to provide more and more domestic, not only medicines that we're producing, but as well as hopefully in the future vaccines and other therapies that can be made for Americans in America. And we're really hopeful, and please feel free to visit our website, nexuspharma.net. You can actually see a live cam of the building going up. And we'd love to have, once everything's settled down, everyone come and take a look at what we've built and how we can continue to grow. It's on about a 16-acre plot, so this is just phase 1. We're planning on adding 4 more filling lines and more manufacturing and warehouse space in the near future as we continue to expand.